I'm announcing my plans to resign as mayor of Buffalo in the coming weeks. I will start a new opportunity as president and CEO of Western Regional Off-Track Betting Corporation.
So there you have it. Less than 1 hour ago, Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown did make it official. He is stepping down from his position as mayor of Buffalo for the last 19 years. Good evening once again. I'm Scott Levin. Mary Alice is off tonight. This evening, we continue to follow this developing story with live team coverage from downtown Buffalo. Let's begin with 2 on your side's Nate Benson, who is at City Hall tonight with more on what the mayor had to say in his speech today. Nate?
Yeah, good evening, Scott. As Mayor Brown said just an hour ago, he is stepping down in a matter of weeks to accept the job at Western Region OTB. He'll be taking the position of president and CEO. He leaves after being elected to a historic 5th term as Buffalo mayor back in 2021. Again, he said he's proud of his economic accomplishments as mayor over these last 19 years, and he did say it was a difficult decision and sought counseling from his wife and family, making this decision to take the job at OTB. Mayor Brown also said that it was time for new leaders and new ideas for the next chapter of the Buffalo story. But he does leave his tenure as mayor with a little uncertainty, particularly with city finances. I asked Mayor Brown after the press conference was over if it was appropriate to leave midterm with city finances on shaky ground. Here's what he had to say.
I don't think the finances of the city of Buffalo are shaky. Numbers keep getting thrown out about the financial situation of the city. Those numbers have not been accurate. When I first got into office as mayor, we did not have a rainy day fund. Now the city of Buffalo has a $43 million rainy day fund. We were about $12.7 million away from our constitutional taxing limit. Now we have $174 million before we get to the city of Buffalo's constitutional taxing limit. There are a number of options for the city of Buffalo fiscally going forward. I think the city's future is bright, and I think the city, while it has fiscal challenges, those challenges can be addressed.
Mayor Brown was saying the accurate number of $50 million was not accurate earlier on that SOT. He went on to say that he believes the budget deficit gap will be about $25 million, so certainly it's still substantial, but maybe not necessarily as high as it was first reported. Now, Mayor Brown did not give a firm date of when he will begin his job at OTB. He only said at the top of that press conference that it will be a matter of weeks. He is going through the approval process right now of the New York State Gaming Commission. The Gaming Commission tonight says they are still reviewing all that. Once he officially resigns from his job as mayor, they will then begin processing that application. But again, certainly a landmark historic day in the city of Buffalo. For the first time in almost 20 years, we will have a new administration. Mayor Brown stepping down a short time ago, announcing that resignation. And Claudine, I understand a short time ago you sat down one-on-one with Mayor Brown.
Exactly, Nate. Before the mayor made his public announcement, he did sit down with me for really almost an hour. He said that he's going to OTB, not to be a politician, but a business executive. Here's some of our conversation. 5 terms, and obviously you're not finishing out this 5th term. Should I ask the question why you don't want to be mayor anymore?
I have loved serving the people of the city of Buffalo as mayor. After 19 years as mayor, my wife Michelle and I felt it was time to transition to a new opportunity.
We have heard in political circles people always use the term shelf life. Do you feel you've hit it?
I don't feel like I've hit it in terms of the support from the people of Buffalo. The people of Buffalo have always been incredibly warm and supportive. In fact, a few months ago, I conducted a poll to see if I could run for office. The polling was good. So I don't feel necessarily at a point of shelf life, but I think change is good for communities, it's good for people, and one of the things that attracted me to the president and CEO position at OTB was the ability to not just help one municipality, but the ability to assist financially 17 municipalities in Western New York.
Many people have applauded the accomplishments you've made in the city when it comes to the waterfront, canal side, but yet some of the neighborhoods are still struggling. You do drive through parts of East Buffalo, the east side, not far from where you live. We've driven down those streets, we've walked those streets even for Juneteenth, and they just have not improved. Is that something that you wish you would have been able to do better or to make more improvements?
Significant money has gone into the east side of Buffalo since I've been mayor. I've lived on the east side of Buffalo my entire time as mayor of the city of Buffalo. In fact, I've been an east side homeowner for more than 30 years, so those are my streets. We have a council president who will become acting mayor, who is committed to progress in all sections of the city of Buffalo, including the east side of Buffalo. I leave with high hopes and optimism for the future, but it also is a low point leaving something that I love and I've received tremendous support to do.
Was there any hesitation?
Over the years, I've been offered other opportunities. Other opportunities have come up. I've hesitated and said no before. Certainly, this was a tough decision, but looking at this decision with my wife, we made the decision that this was the right time to transition to a new opportunity.
And I did ask the mayor if he would be endorsing anyone in the next mayoral race. I asked him about some strong reaction to our City Action Buffalo and others. We're going to continue to share his comments online and on air today and tomorrow. But as you know, there's a lot of reaction. But first, we're going to head to our Kelly Dudzik because she's doing a look back at Mayor Brown's career. Kelly?
Well, Claudine, for this story, we're going back in our archives to 2005. So with nearly 2 decades worth of information to go through, we only have time to just scratch the surface about what has happened in the city of Buffalo since Mayor Byron Brown took office.
Byron Brown is originally from Queens, came to Buffalo for college, and served as the Maston District Common Council member before being elected to the state Senate. As a state senator, Brown announced his first campaign for mayor from the Tri-Main building in early 2005.
Today, I formally declare my candidacy for mayor of the city of Buffalo.
With Mayor Tony Masiello not running for re-election, Brown won in a landslide, gaining more than 63% of the vote, becoming Buffalo's first black mayor. In his first year in office, Brown dealt with the devastating October surprise storm, which caused massive power outages and destroyed thousands of trees.
There are people, of course, who don't have heat in their homes, who don't have electricity in their homes.
His first term also included the opening of Canalside in 2008, which revitalized Buffalo's Inner Harbor. Brown was reelected in 2009 after defeating Mickey Kearns in the primary and running unopposed in the general election.
I, Byron W. Brown.
And not far into his second term, the city was dealt a blow with the mass shooting at City Grill in August of 2010.
We are making sure that any special event, our entertainment district has extra police coverage.
In 2013, Mayor Brown ran for a third term and easily won. In the first year of his third term, the city was hit by this November storm.
The driving ban is still in effect.
And along with more progress at Canalside, 2015 saw an expansion of cars returning to Main Street, with the 600 block opening back up to traffic in the theater district. Since then, more blocks have reopened to traffic.
This project has been planned in such a way that there will be minimal interruptions to Canalside.
In 2017, Brown won a fourth term in office, tying the record set by Mayor Jimmy Griffin. That term saw the 2019 FBI raid at City Hall.
Search warrants were executed in an office of the Buffalo Urban Renewal Agency.
Years later, federal prosecutors would drop their investigation into potential fraud and potential misuse of federal money at City Hall. In 2021, Mayor Brown ran for an unprecedented fifth term. He faced a fierce challenge in the Democratic primary from India Walton, who won. Brown then ended up waging a write-in campaign to win his fifth term that November. In what is now his final term in office came the 514 mass shooting at Tops in 2022, where a racist gunman killed 10 people and shot 3 people who survived.
There's got to be sensible gun reform. There should be a ban on assault weapons.
Then in December of that year came the Christmas blizzard. Dozens of people died and thousands were without power for days. It led to many after reports about how things could have been handled differently.
The loss of life that we saw wasn't based on equipment. We think it was based on communication.
Last year, rumors swirled that Mayor Brown was looking for a new job, and this summer we learned he was indeed a finalist for the OTB leadership role after serving as Buffalo's mayor for more than 18 years.
And we continue our team coverage right now with Rob Hackford. Rob.
Yeah, Kelly, lots of reaction pouring in tonight. We will continue to follow that reaction as well. Mixed emotions across state government, local government as well, and party leadership, noting that the mayor's tenure was commendable, but it has been tough in recent years.
He's had a profound impact in our community.
You know, being the first black mayor was definitely something that this community has been looking for, and they were happy to have.
Leaving office with mixed recent emotions, but many positive memories from nearly 2 decades in office, overseeing the so-called Buffalo Renaissance. One of his toughest critics responding.
To say that he hasn't done anything, that wouldn't be true, because we see a city that has blossomed in a lot of ways, but now we have some huge challenges in front of us, so it's kind of bittersweet.
University District Council member Rashid N.C. Wyatt noting the growth seen across Buffalo, but questioning the mayor's recent commitment.
There was a time when I guess he was a good listener and he listened to the community, but then there's a time that he turned it off, and I think that's the part that many people will remember most because that's more recent.
Governor Kathy Hochul responding to the departure, quote, "Mayor Brown and I have stood shoulder to shoulder during some of the most challenging times in Buffalo's history, and I've seen his leadership skills time and again. I wish him the best as he moves on to new opportunities." Local Democratic Party leadership celebrating him as a stalwart.
Really looking forward to moving into the future here after he leaves, but we can't thank him enough for his service and wish him the best as he leaves.
Noting that what's to come is a new face for the city of Buffalo and a competitive election expected in 2025.
We're excited because this represents a whole new generation of leadership one way or another. We've had Mayor Brown for nearly 20 years now, and this opens up an opportunity, as I said, for the committee members and the rank and file folks in the city of Buffalo to have their voices heard.
Yeah, as well as the Democratic Party. Sources in the Erie County Republican Party tell me tonight that they will recruit and field a candidate for the 2025 mayoral race, something we have not seen in quite some time. Lots to cover still. My colleague Andy Payton is live outside Buffalo City Hall tonight with more on this. Andy?
Yeah, Rob, that's right. You mentioned that election coming up next year. We're going to talk about where this mayor's seat goes from here now, which right now is going to be in the possession of Common Council President Scanlon once Mayor Brown officially files his resignation. That's according to the charter in the city here that will take place that will allow Scanlon to take over this role until the end of the mayor's term, which would be through 2025. Now, what's interesting here is that had Brown resigned before August 5th, that would have been the deadline for the Board of Elections to place any newly vacated seats on this November's ballot. We would have actually seen a special election take place here in November, but in this case, the 12-year Common Council that will take over instead. Here he is just a few minutes ago sharing his thoughts on the potential new role.
I am ready to lead this city, and I will do so with excitement and optimism, through partnerships and collaboration, with communication and with transparency, and not just with people in this building, but with the members of the media and every resident across this city.
Now, as far as Scanlon's seat at the top of the council, Common Council member Brian Bowman will become acting council president, and the council will go from 9 members to 8 members. But there is division right now over that change, as the city charter states that the South District seat will remain vacant for the next year. But Common Council member Leah Holton Pope has recently proposed a resolution that would look into amending the city's charter to fill that vacancy, and that will actually be voted on tomorrow. But now, as far as when Scanlon will officially take over, that will still be kind of dependent on when Brown officially files his resignation here. We're told that'll probably take place in the coming weeks, but that Mayor Brown still has a few final things he wants to take place in office here before he does so. On your side here outside City Hall, Andy Payton, Channel 2 News.
Claudine, Kelly, Rob, and Andy, thank you for those excellent reports tonight. Appreciate them all. And stay with 2 on your side as we continue to follow this developing story all night long. We will bring you the latest developments on air tonight at 11 o'clock and, of course, online at WGRZ.com.